Hello bookish besties and welcome back to my channel. It is officially after July 4th, so we know what that means. It's Halloween. I'm just kidding. But it is Summerween. I'm a little late to the game because this is my first year on booktube and this is my first year hearing about Summerween and I am so excited. So I'm going to be doing like a loose Summerween type deal. I just wanted to pick a few books that are going to be more of like a guide to my July reading. So I wanted to pick just a few that remind me of Halloween and remind me of that cozy autumn time. And I will be picking from those and mood reading those throughout the month of July because I heard about Summerween too late. So it is currently July 8th that I'm filming this and Summerween started on July 5th. So I was unaware. Next year we will get it perfect. Fall is my favorite season. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays and I am so excited to be celebrating it during the summer because the summer heat is really getting to me and I am not having a good time, but it's okay. So we're gonna pretend like it's fall and I'm going to be giving you some book recommendations for your Summerween TBR, and then I'm going to be showing you what books I'm going to be picking from in the month of July that I will be reading for Summerween. So a lot of these recommendations are going to be more thriller-esque because I don't really read horror. I just started this year to dabble in it a little bit, so most of them are going to be thrillers, which are my favorite. I adore thrillers so much. First kind of like psychological thriller that I'm going to be recommending is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. So basically you're taken on this journey through the mind of a man, a cat, and a little girl. This little girl was stolen from the beach, and this entire time you're thinking this man did it because he seems a little bit off. So you're thinking the whole time that he took this little girl and that he's keeping her in his home and that all this creepy stuff's going on, and then all of a sudden you switch to the POV of a cat and the cat's talking, and it's basically just a confusing time until this one part hits and everything makes sense, and it is probably one of the biggest twists that I've ever read in a book. So let me just put that out there. It is psychological thriller. I would check trigger warnings because there's some trauma and some other major plot points going on. Obviously it's a thriller, so it's going to be more heavy, so please check trigger warnings on that one. But I audiobooked that one last year and I really loved it. I thought it was mind-blowing and it's pretty hard to blow my mind sometimes. So this next recommendation is my favorite thriller of all time. I literally recommend it to everyone. And I audiobooked it last year as well. I found the physical copy at like a free little library, so it's the book of the month copy. But I was so excited to find it. That is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. This is the only thing I've read of Alice Feeney, but it is literally my favorite thriller of all time. It's basically about this girl that goes to her Nana's house, and she goes to her Nana's house every Halloween with her family because that's her Nana's birthday. And her Nana has like a kooky little dinner where everything's made of candy. And it's so much fun. And then all of a sudden, every hour, one of her family members starts dying. There's like these kind of like poem lyrical things that are being written every time someone dies. You're discovering more and more things of like the secrets that the family's hiding. It just all unravels from there, and it is a crazy story that you don't expect coming. Again, the twist got me in this one. I was blown away. I loved this audiobook, so I highly recommend the audiobook. But I really want to reread this one maybe this year, probably when it becomes actual autumn, since it's a reread and I want to get some new reads in. But I do highly recommend this one. It's so good. If you're wanting more of a YA murder mystery series, then I would definitely go for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That's an entire trilogy with a novella involved. You follow the same character, her and her boyfriend. In the first one, she's solving like an unsolved high school mystery for a senior project. In the second one, her friend's brother goes missing, and then in the third one, she's trying to find this like serial killer type thing, and she gets like way too involved. It all goes downhill from there. This is also becoming I believe it's either an Amazon Prime or a Netflix show, and it's coming out on August 1st, so definitely check that out. That is such a good series. It is YA, but it doesn't feel like YA, so I definitely recommend that one as well. If you're looking for more of a lighthearted kind of funny murder mystery thriller type read, go with Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q Sutanto. That is basically about this little old woman that owns a tea shop, and someone winds up dead in her tea shop, and she goes on this whole investigation to figure out who the murderer is. It's just hysterical. She's the cutest little old lady ever, and I basically want her to be my grandmother. Coming up to two of my favorite books of all time, no matter what genre, no matter what season we're talking about, these are two of my favorite books, but I don't have them physically. Someone explained to me why. I've listened to them on audiobook twice each now. So that is The Ex-Hex and The Kiss Curse. The Ex-Hex is especially my favorite. Now, like I said, I listened to these both on audiobook. The woman narrator for this audiobook, I think she does voices in both of them. She's literally my favorite audiobook narrator ever. Do I know her name? No. Do I know her voice though? Yes. It's basically if you took like Halloween Town meets Stars Hollow and put them into like a quirky little rom-com. It is literally so cute. So The Ex-Hex is the first one, and that one, there's a witch named Vivian, and she winds up accidentally cursing her ex, and he comes back because his family like owns the town, and like their magic courses through the town, so he has to like fuel the magic lines or whatever. And he comes back and he's cursed, and like things start coming to life, and they have to figure out how to fix it together, and it's so cute. And this Vivian's sister has a talking cat, and it makes me so happy. The cat is so stinking cute. I love it. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not her sister, it's her cousin. Then the second one, The Kiss Curse, is about her cousin Gwen, and that's the one with the talking cat. So this one is about Gwen and Llewellyn or Wells, and this is, the first one is brother. The first one is Reese, and this is Llewellyn or Wells. He comes into town and like opens his own little magic shop, and that's a problem because Gwen owns her own magic shop. So they're kind of like enemies to lovers, kind of like interested in each other, and then they meet up with like some other group of witches that's like causing a problem in the town. So that's their whole story for that one, but I love it so much. It gives the best small town quirky vibes. Like I said, it's basically Halloween Town meets Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls, and those are my two favorite things in the entire world. Then can you tell I love witches? Because this is all I'm recommending to you. Another really cute series is The Witches of Thistle Grove. So the first one is Payback's a Witch, then it's From Bad to Cursed, Back in a Spell, and In Charm's Way. I don't remember these too well because I audiobooked them, and my memory when audiobooking something is so bad, but I would definitely buy these and reread them or read them on Kindle. There are different couples, and it's the same kind of like small town vibe. Follow different couples that we see like the people in the book, so like they're interconnected, and it's just a fun time. Like I said, I would definitely reread these ones because I can't remember what they're about. But I know I loved them, and I know I had a great time because I like audiobooked them all in a row whenever. So now I'm going to recommend some more physical copies that I have. So one is Home is Where the Bodies Are. I just read this one this year, so it's so fresh in my mind. This is more of a family drama murder mystery rather than a thriller. So it's basically about these three siblings that come together for their mother's death, and then they wind up finding like a VHS tape, and they watch it, and it's like their dad hiding a body with their mom, and they have to figure out what the heck went on and how to fix it. I do recommend this one. It's very fast-paced, and it's very short, and it's so cute. It looks like a little VHS tape. One that I just read that'll be in my mood reading blog. It is The Troop by Nick Cutter, and this is a full-blown horror book. This is my first horror book I ever read, and it was horrifying. Let me just say, it was not scary, but it was like creepy and gross kind of horror. Like not like what goes bump in the night, but like if it happened, it's like horrifying. Basically, this group of teenage boys is in the Boy Scouts, and they go to this like little secluded island, and they go with their troop master, and a man lands on the island that is basically a biological warfare engineered weapon thing. He has this like disease, and I won't say any more than that. It gets really gruesome and gross from there, but it was a very good book. Just expect like body horror and like some really gross scenes, and I expect to be really sad because these are 14-year-old boys and not all of them survive. So let me just put that out there. But it was a very good book. This is my first Grady Hendrix novel that I read. Since then, I've only read one other one, but I do highly recommend this one. I can talk about another one from him that I recommend as well. But this one is My Best Friend's Exorcism. I love this one because it gives like your classic 80s horror movie vibes, if you can see like the cover. So basically, Abby and Gretchen are best friends, and they go to this like, I think, lake house that one of them has. All of a sudden they like go swimming, and then in the middle of the night, yeah, Gretchen disappears. They find her like naked in the woods, and then she starts acting really different. And Abby's like going through this whole thing like, dude, I know my best friend's possessed, but I don't know how to tell other people, and I don't know how to fix it. So then she winds up like trying to fix it and trying to save her best friend. But it's really good. It definitely gives like peak 80s vibes, which is amazing because it's giving like Stranger Things vibes, kind of. Then I'm going to recommend 2 graphic novels because they were both so cute. So the first one is going to be Fangs. It's so pretty. It's like velvety kind of. And then it says, I want your... and then love is crossed off, and it says blood. So it's about a vampire and a werewolf that date, and it's just like these quirky little panels, and they just try to like understand things about each other because they're obviously 2 different like species, and they do things very differently. But it was very cute, a very quick read, and it's just so funny. They're both so quirky, and you get so much from them in just short little blurbs and panels that you see them in. And then my last recommendation is going to be Pumpkinheads by Faith Erin Hicks. I am obsessed with this cover, and I'm obsessed with the color scheme and like the drawing style. Like, look how stinking cute this is. It's basically about 2 friends that work on like a seasonal like pumpkin farm. You know how you go to like the pumpkin picking farm and they have all cute little places to go. So they have like the maze, the hayride, there's a s'mores pit, there's a little fudge shop, kettle corn, stuff like that. But it's basically him. He likes the girl at the fudge shop, and she is trying to help him get the girl, but she actually likes him. So it's them like in high school trying to figure out love and friendship and all that other stuff. But it's just so cute because their little outfits, and then it just gives the best fall vibes. Look at that. I love that. But yes, I do highly recommend this one. I love this one. This was like one of my first graphic novels because I tend to buy more like spooky / Halloween graphic novels because I really love the aesthetic of fall. So I really love seeing it drawn out in different art styles. So yeah, this is one of my first and favorite graphic novels that I read. And then I will talk about the other Grady Hendrix book that I read. So I audiobooked is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. So it's basically take your like small town suburban like housewife and have her meet Dracula, I guess. Like a really weird Dracula. So it's basically this group, like this book club that meets, and someone's like taking kids from like the more like poor rundown neighborhood, and this guy moves in and the moms don't trust him, and the one mom thinks he's weird and thinks he's a vampire, and the other moms are like, dude, you're nuts, like this man's not a vampire. And then they slowly unravel that story and deal with him in the neighborhood. Now I am going to switch over from recommendations to doing my little TBR / pile of books I'm going to be choosing from in July to get me in the Summerween mood. First one I have heard very good things about, and it is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. It's basically a bunch of little old people that try to solve murders. In a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? Now, I just love the idea of little old people trying to solve murder, and I just love murder mystery. So how much better can you get? And this is a cute little series, so I'm very excited about that. This will be, oh no, it's not my first Riley Sager book, I lied. This will be a Riley Sager book that I'm reading. I have read The House Across the Lake, and I liked that one up until it had like a weird supernatural twist, which I didn't like, and I'm hoping this one doesn't have it, but that is the only one left. And I really loved the whole like lyrical thing that's going on in this blurb. It says, at 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope, stabbed her father with a knife, took her mother's happy life. It wasn't me, Lenora said, but she's the only one not dead. So Kit goes to live with her as a home health aide because she's really old and she's mute, and she like taps out sentences on an old typewriter, and she basically is like, I want to tell you everything. So that's how this story of like what happened to her family unravels. So I'm really excited about this, and the cover gives amazing vibes. Anything with a cliff and a house on it is gonna get me. We have this very creepy novel, Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. So I know this one is about, like, this is about a child that like draws really creepy pictures, and like the picture, well, this is not a creepy picture, but like you can see like that there's like drawings throughout the book. So I like that it's like mixed media. So this guy takes a job as a babysitter. The child's artwork starts to become super sinister, and he is kind of seeing that this child's like drawing unsolved murders and that there's like supernatural forces in the forest. So they basically go and try to like figure out what this kid's drawings mean. So I'm excited for that. And then this is gonna be my second Geneva Rose, because Geneva Rose wrote Home is Where the Bodies Are. That's her new one. So I have You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I haven't heard, I don't think, anything about this. Basically, she goes to this like Airbnb on a ranch, and there's this guy that owns it, and they start to like kind of fall in love, but then he starts lying and has an infatuation with her, and he just seems super creepy and destructive and unhinged, I suppose. So I don't know how this one's gonna be. I don't think I've really heard anything about it, so I'm definitely gonna go in blind if I wind up reading this one. But again, I think it's a short one. She seems to write pretty short books. It's just under 300 pages, so again, it's a quick read. And then I got two new books, and they're both kind of like murder mystery, kind of in the vein of Summerween, and I'm very excited. This one is I Was a Teenage Slasher, and it is signed, which I thought was really cool. I don't know why thrillers always have to be hardbacks. They're so hard to hold, but it is signed. Very cool, very cool. And this is about a bunch of murders in Texas in 1989, and it's a slasher, but it is from the perspective of the killer, which I think is so interesting. I'm so excited for this, because you don't ever get to see, you only get to see like the fear and the horrifying side of like the person that's being slashed, but you never get to see the person that's doing the slashing and like what their thoughts are. So I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be so good, and I know it's gonna be like gruesome, so if you go to read this, please, again, check trigger warnings. I think I'm most excited to read this one. This is the one I'm most excited about. That, and this one's new. So this is The God of the Woods. Look how, I don't know why this cover is just so aesthetic. It's, look at the green, and then this like just little bit of pink dripping. I just like can't stop staring at it, and it really caught my eye in the store. It is going to be like summer camp horror, mystery thriller, and family drama. So the top says, when a teenager vanishes from her Adirondack summer camp, two worlds collide. Early morning, August 1975. So again, I love that it's like 70s, 80s vibes, because that's when like the best like slashers and stuff are set. And I just love that vibe for like the old camp like horror vibes. So good. So a camp counselor discovers an empty bunk. Its occupant, Barbara Van Laar, has gone missing. Barbara isn't just any 13-year-old. She's the daughter of the family that owns the summer camp and employs most of the region's residents. And this isn't the first time a Van Laar child has disappeared. Barbara's older brother similarly vanished 14 years ago, never to be found. As a panicked search begins, a thrilling drama unfolds, chasing down the layered mysteries of the Van Laar family and the blue-collar community living and working in its shadow. Moore's multi-threaded story invites readers into a rich and gripping dynasty of secrets. I am going to end this video here. I hope you got some good recommendations out of this video. If you have read any of the books that I mentioned that are on my TBR, or any of the ones I recommended, please let me know what you thought of them down below. Please also give me some recommendations for Summerween / for autumn when it comes around. I hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, happy reading, and love you, bye!